Why is it that none of you, including you, none of your officers here, is it like a training problem or a leadership problem? Why are...
Maybe someone on record.
Yeah, but I understand that, but I can't. I don't want to risk an unlawful arrest by going in there by lawfully exercising my First Amendment right.
Tonight's videos take us to Miami Beach, Florida, and Asbury Park, New Jersey, where simple cameras and peaceful questions suddenly triggered intense confrontations with police. In one encounter, officers surrounded a journalist asking civics questions on a public sidewalk. In another, a woman feared arrest simply for recording inside a public lobby. These officers may have gone too far while demanding compliance and controlling public spaces. Big credit to the original creators behind these videos for documenting real-world interactions and helping educate the public about civil rights, transparency, and accountability. Their channel links are down below. Make sure to subscribe, support their work, and tell them ID Refusal Cops sent you, because we believe in protecting constitutional rights for everyone. But the real question is, would you stand your ground in these situations? You're definitely going to learn something from these encounters, and you'll probably have strong opinions by the end of this video.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, how you doing? Hey, so, are you a supervisor?
I am. Can you wait for me over there for me, please?
Hey, yeah, I just wanted to see what was going on with Renee.
Wait for me over there?
No, I just want to participate.
Wait over there so we can talk, and then he'll go talk to you.
Yeah.
Do you understand what he's telling
Well, this is, are you like, is this like a secure scene or anything? I'm on a public sidewalk.
You're actually not on a public sidewalk?
So, okay, here you go. I'm on a public sidewalk.
So listen, you're kind of giving us a hard time.
How?
I'm trying to talk to them.
But we're all, you're public servants. Why do we need to, why does you probably have body cameras on?
I do have body cameras,
right.
But I need you to step over there for me.
Right.
So I can figure out what's going on. Okay. And then I'll get with you.
Well, why can't we just have a transparent conversation, all of us?
Because I don't want to talk to you right now.
Why does it have to be a secret? Renee can tell you. That's Renee. My name is Sean.
Okay, Sean.
That's Renee. What's your name?
My name is right here. Okay.
Do you spell that Their or There? How do you spell right here, sir?
Notice how the tension changes the moment the supervisor refuses to identify himself. Under the First Amendment, citizens generally have the right to question and record police performing duties in public spaces. While many states do not legally require officers to verbally identify themselves, department policies often encourage transparency to maintain public trust. The real issue here is not simply legality, it's professionalism and accountability. The camera captures something powerful, a public servant choosing sarcasm over communication while standing in uniform on a public sidewalk.
God, you're such a
what? What did you say? Sergeant right here, what did you say? I'm such a what? You should be respectful and identify yourself properly to members of the public. Look, that's all you have to do is walk across the street. It's not that hard. How you guys doing tonight? Do you want to answer some questions about civics? Why do we have 13 stripes on the flag? What is the court case that allows law enforcement officers to remove subjects from a vehicle during a traffic stop? Pennsylvania v. Mims. What's reasonable articulable suspicion? I guess they don't want to speak anymore, ladies and gentlemen. I don't understand. All this law enforcement presence for a man with a camera and a microphone asking people questions. I don't get it. Over there we have Renee with Sergeant right here. Sergeant right here. So we haven't been here for 10 minutes asking questions to members of the public on a public sidewalk. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 law enforcement officers, 4 law enforcement officers and 2 code enforcement officers show up to, I don't know, to violate my rights. I don't know what they're going to do. Very aggressive. Sergeant right here, officer. Can I get your name and badge number, sir?
No, back on the sidewalk.
Can I get your name and badge number, sir?
On the sidewalk.
Is it your policy to identify to the members of the public? I'm okay, sir.
You can see on the shirt.
You're right there too? So we have a sergeant right there and then an officer right there. What about you? Are you right there as well? You're an officer right there? But there's nothing, you have no name tag on. Right there? What's your name and badge number? I'm just asking what's your name and badge number. What is it?
Right there.
Where? Point to it. I can't see anything. There's nothing there. What's your name and badge number? Is it not your policy? I'm a member of the public. You are here because you got a call about me. I'm asking you what's your policy. I'm asking you what's your name and badge number. Because you won't get in trouble, right? They won't do anything for you being disrespectful to a member of the public, correct? Officer right here. Right? None of you will get in trouble for not identifying, even though it's in your policy, the Miami Beach Police Department, to identify the members of the public, right? But you won't do that, right? Can I get your name and badge number, ma'am?
Do me a favor, sir, and go back to the sidewalk. They've asked you multiple times.
Yeah, I'm not breaking any laws.
Go back to the sidewalk.
I'm not breaking any laws. I'm asking you what's your name and badge number.
I'm going to give you the same response. You're going to continue saying the same thing.
So why are you being childish? Like, why don't you just be professional and state your name and badge number? You don't even have your name and badge number on your body anywhere. Anywhere. And neither do you. Do you think it's appropriate to not answer members of the public when they ask a law enforcement officer what's their name and badge number? Do you think that's appropriate behavior of a public servant, ma'am? I'm asking you, do you think that's appropriate behavior, what you guys are exhibiting right now? From the officer right here, and officer, I'm not telling you that. Do you think that's appropriate behavior by a law enforcement officer? I don't think it's very appropriate behavior. I think it's unprofessional behavior. I think it's in violation of your policy. I'm sure your policy at the Miami Beach Police Department states you should give your name and badge number to members of the public, right? Are you familiar with that policy? Identifying to members of the public, are you familiar with that policy? You don't care. Well, your supervisor over there, the one that he didn't want to identify either. I guess this is what it comes down to. It makes sense. The supervisor wouldn't identify himself, so therefore, obviously, none of you are going to identify yourself because he just set a poor example for you. If your supervisor is going to tell me to go kick rocks and not identify right here, you're going to do the same thing, right? That's how that works, right? Interesting. And you always want to give orders like, I'm not a criminal. I'm an independent journalist exercising his First Amendment right, the same rights that you guys swore an oath to uphold. But get on the sidewalk, do this, do that. I'm literally right next to the sidewalk. What's the big deal? How you doing today, sir?
Well,
How you doing? Do you mind if I get your name and badge number, sir? Would you mind if I got your name and badge number? Just because you're here. I mean, you guys were called about me exercising my rights, so I just wanted to know your name and badge number. Why does no one from the Miami Beach Police Department want to give their name and badge number? What's the secret? What are you guys next going to be wearing masks or something? Like, what's the big deal about giving your name and badge number? Do you mind if I get your name and badge number?
my last name is Jefferson, badge number 747.
Oh, I appreciate that, Jefferson. Thank you so much. I really do. I appreciate that. How does the code enforcement officer is more professional than the law enforcement officer? How is that even possible? The code enforcement officer just put each and every one of you to shame. The code enforcement officer put you to shame, put you to shame, put you to shame, put you to shame. A code enforcement officer has more dignity and respect for the public than a law enforcement officer. Can you believe that? Absolutely insane. None of them have identifying information whatsoever. He hasn't identified. She hasn't identified. He hasn't identified. He said his name was right here. And the sergeant said his name was officer right here. Hey, sir. Hey, sir, how are you? You mind if I get your name and badge number, sir?
This is the moment the story stops feeling theoretical. The creator claims the officer interfered with her recording and reached for handcuffs while she was documenting activity inside a public access lobby. Under the First Amendment and multiple federal appellate rulings, citizens generally retain the right to record police in public spaces when they are not physically interfering. The fear in her voice matters here. The camera captures something many viewers recognize instantly. Not chaos, but the emotional pressure of wondering whether exercising a right could suddenly become grounds for detention.
I'm looking for one law enforcement officer that's willing to identify themselves to a member of the public.
Did you tell Sean already that he cannot have a tripod?
Tripod stationary, yeah. He can hold the sign.
Did you tell him that?
I try to tell him he can hold the sign. He can walk around the sidewalk. You're just gonna have the tripod stationary on the sidewalk.
And then what's the code violation there?
Blocking the right of way.
Write it. I'm not blocking, as you can see, I'm not blocking the sidewalk. I'm not blocking the sidewalk at all.
Have an ID with you?
I'm sorry?
You have an ID with you?
I've committed a crime?
Submitting your information to write this on the right.
I'm not blocking anything, so I have no obligation to give you my ID.
Okay, so in the city of Miami Beach, having a tripod
Stationary.
like that, you cannot have
Have
it.
it on the side. Yeah.
Okay. And
If they're holding it, like the guy picks it up and he holds it, that's fine. But you have to place on the sidewalk.
No problem, I'll hold it. No problem.
That's what I asked for.
No, you told me I couldn't be doing what I was doing. That's what you said. Let's be clear.
Having it on the sidewalk.
No, it had nothing to do with the tripod, had everything to do with me and my journalistic activity and me asking questions to members of the public. That's what this had to do with.
Nothing generally, you're giving out money for free.
Well, yeah, I am. It's called an experiment to see how much the people, if you would like to know, I can educate you. It's an experiment to see how much people know about civics in Miami Beach.
And all I was going to ask you was to remove it and hold it and explain the city.
That's not what you said, though.
You got super agitated from the beginning.
No, but that's not what you said. I haven't been agitated this entire time.
So can you go ahead and hold it, please?
Yeah, no problem. I have no problem doing that. Yeah. Yeah, I have no problem doing that. Yeah, no problem. Sergeant, let me ask you a question really quick. Why is it that none of you, including you, none of your officers here, is it like a training problem or a leadership problem? Why are, I train police departments across the country on First Amendment activities as well as de-escalation and district attorney's offices. And none of your officers here, when I politely ask them to identify themselves to me with their name and badge number, none of them even have identifying information. Is it not the policy of the Miami Beach Police Department to identify yourself to members of the public?
I don't want to talk to you.
So you're saying it's a leadership problem?
I don't care what you say, to be honest with you.
But why? They're not wearing any identifying information and they're not identifying to the public.
I don't care. It's not illegal. It's not a crime.
Is it against your policy?
Why don't you go to the station and look up our policy? Ask for the public records.
Even if it's not, I mean, it's common professionalism, right?
But Sean, when I encountered you, you've been difficult, right? I was trying to figure out why I was called over here. And the first thing you do is come over here. Oh, what's going on? This and that. When I'm trying to get the story of why police officers were called to back up our code officers, right? And I asked you, I was like, let me talk to them. And you said no. So you know what? I'm not going to talk to you. So.
Okay, you don't have to. Yeah. You don't have to. I know you don't. I know.
Let's go. Have a good day.
Tyrant. You're a tyrant. You know that? You're a tyrant. You're a tyrant and you need to get educated. And you will. Don't worry. Unprofessional. So now the code enforcement officer is saying, hey, what's up, brother?
What's up, man, right here? God bless you. God bless what you do. My man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, bro.
I see you. I stopped. Just for that.
I appreciate you, bro. I thought I was going to get locked up over here.
No, they're good here. They're good.
One man questioned why officers refused to identify themselves in public, but the next case goes even further. Now, a woman fears being arrested simply for holding a camera inside a public lobby. And what she claims happened behind the scenes may leave you questioning how far some departments will go to control transparency.
Hey, Jennifer.
Hey,
How
how
you
you
today?
Good, how you do? I need to do a CAD report or make a request for two more CAD reports.
Okay.
I need the numbers and I need a form.
Well, what are the numbers?
I don't have it. They didn't give it. Just happened like 30 to an hour, like 30 minutes ago, an hour. I didn't have a chance to get the CAD
Well,
numbers.
if you don't know the number, I don't know the number.
But you could ask
Ask who?
dispatch
Ask them what?
for the CAD report numbers.
But I don't know which ones you're talking about, though. There's several CADs throughout the day.
It's regarding me, what happened at this address. That I know you could do.
Earlier today?
Yes, like approximately 30 minutes to an hour ago.
30 minutes to an hour ago?
Yes.
It happened in here?
Yes. In the lobby.
officer?
Yes.
Who else did you speak to?
I didn't catch his name.
Okay, just give me a second, okay?
Yeah, because I need to request a CAD report. What's ironic is that they have windows here, so I could still film in or record in.
Those movies were awesome. Have a good day. All right. Yeah, I'm done. Yes.
And this is how the taxpayers' money is being spent right now. Transparency and accountability when it comes to government services. Oh wait, they have command structure. Oh, like, oh man, I didn't get that. They're just trying to make it more difficult for me. Actually, it's like, you know, I'm sorry for the dead time right now, but I don't trust them. So it's like we're gonna like record anything and everything to protect me from them, because they might make false allegations against me. I'm exercising my First Amendment right to record government officials doing their job and stuff, and plus, one, to protect me, and two, it's to show you like how they provide government services to people too. Like I said, I don't care about other people's business and things like that. I'm not here for that.
Ms. Coombs, there's no call for service with your name attached to it today.
There has to be.
There isn't.
I have video proof of what happened.
Okay. But your name's not attached to anything.
Okay, I still have to make a Oprah request. I still need the form.
Okay, I don't give those out.
Well,
I'm not sure if you...
The hallway stays quiet, but the pressure is obvious. Notice how the discussion shifts away from the records request and toward the camera itself. Under the First Amendment, recording government officials in publicly accessible areas is often protected, unless there is a legitimate security restriction. The tension here comes from uncertainty. No officer clearly explains the legal boundary, yet the citizen is repeatedly warned about what could happen if she keeps recording. That ambiguity alone can discourage people from exercising constitutional rights.
Maybe someone on record.
yeah, but I understand that, but I can't. I don't want to risk an unlawful arrest by going in there by lawfully exercising my First Amendment right.
Okay.
So I need.
Well, you can record from here, but you can't record in there.
But I don't. But the thing is, I don't want to risk an unlawful arrest. I still need the form to fill it out.
Jen, that's your decision. If you want to turn your camera off to go speak to records.
Correct, but I would like to have somebody from records to come out. It doesn't matter who it is at this point. It doesn't matter if it's a police officer or somebody from records. I still need a form.
Okay, I'll ask them if they'll give me a form to give to you.
I don't want to risk an unlawful arrest.
Yeah. All right, Ms. Coombs, here you go.
Okay. How can I return this?
You go inside and you return it.
I need somebody to come out here to get it
Well, if nobody's available, then I don't know what to tell you, Ms. Coombs.
because I don't want to risk an unlawful arrest.
Okay, that's your decision.
Yeah, but you guys are still obligated to provide me government services.
We just did.
I know that, but I need to return it.
Okay, if you want to return it, you can return it.
But
All right, Jennifer, you've been advised, okay? Thank you. Enjoy the
yeah,
rest of
but I
your
don't
day.
want. May I have a pen, please? May I have a pen, please?
I don't want a picture of me.
I need a pen to fill this out. I need a pen.
Yeah. No, I just saw it. You said 800. I don't want a picture, please. No, he gave me 3 ones. No,
I'm biting my tongue at this point.
Wait, my name?
See, this is restricted, so, how do I... How do I... Please use intercom. Like, how do you do this? How do you do this? Do you have a pen I can use to fill this out?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay. I can. It's gonna. I have to find something real quick. Thank you. I can hand this in to you, right? With it's regarding the police manner, right?
I would suggest bring that one to me, but
I can't do it because I don't want to risk an unlawful arrest. So it has to be done this way. Yeah, because you still have to accept it, but they're making it more difficult when it comes to transparency and accountability when it comes to their government services. And I don't want to risk an unlawful arrest. I know what the clerk is, like the custodian or records per se.
yeah, like PD has their own, but like the system that we use, I'll be able to submit this for you.
Please include. My thing is that I want the records to. I know your system is like on some automatic whatever. I want them I want the actual reports to be mailed to me, emailed to me.
Emailed or mailed?
Emailed.
Okay, so you already checked that box.
Yeah, but I know you have some sort of system in place or something.
We use the portal called Just FOIA.
Yeah, and I don't deal with. I know, like with the police department, They don't do that with me. They actually send the extra reports.
Okay. I do think that normally they don't send it through the portal. They just send it to your email.
Okay.
Is that what you prefer?
Yes.
Okay. So for right now, I'm going to stamp this. I'm going to scan it in. I'm going to make a copy for you.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it.
Your copy.
Okay. Oh, I didn't need all this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is just like.
Yeah, the rest of the form. Okay. So then I am going to get this entered in, and the response should be emailed over within 7 days.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. Just to show you guys the time, it's Wednesday, April 29th, 2025, or 2026, 2:42 p.m. So, the police department, they're, like I said, I'm trying to get the body cam footage of the one police officer that threatened me with a false arrest. And I know there is a CAD number or incident number regarding what happened. So again, the police officer that dealt with earlier in this video, he is a liar, because I know this whole thing is documented. It's going to be documented within the police department. So any incident that involved something like this, it's going to be documented. So there is a CAD report number attached to what happened. So I'm going to be honest. I think the police officer lied, or I don't know, was incorrect with his answer, things like that. I don't know, but so this is what your taxes are being paid for. And the policy they gave me before has to do with the court. It has nothing to do with that. And I don't want to risk an unlawful arrest, because like I have other priorities at the moment, so I can't I don't have, it's not like I don't want to take a hit for the team. I've done that in the past, and I actually won it in a lot of different ways. But at this point, I can't risk it because I got other priorities to worry about in my life at this point. And plus that, if I get falsely arrested in Asbury Park, it's gonna be transferred to another. It's gonna be transferred to another court, because I have a conflict of interest with the judge in this town, because he was a public defender for me in a couple of cases of mine in Asbury Park. So that's why it will not be. That's why it's going to be transferred out of this court, or it's going to be transferred out. So, and it could be within a number of. It could be in Wall Township. It could be in Neptune City. It could be in Belmar. It could be in Spring Lake. So, I mean, I would not have a choice in what court it would be transferred to. I know there's like people don't realize like some of the in and outs of the system and things like that. Trust me, I learned like a lot of this along the way. So like, but this is how they provide their government services. The Asbury Park police, they threatened me with an unlawful arrest for recording in a public accessible section of the building. And the policy that they gave me was regarding the policy for the court. And I don't like break court orders and things like that. So, I mean, so I know I probably will, if I take it in a lawful arrest, I know I'm gonna beat it in court because of the policy that what they gave me. And then I have the 8 Attorney General guidelines too on my side too. Because if I have a legal right to be in that place, then I have a legal right to film. That's what the AG guidelines say. There's no like court lobby. There's no courtroom in that open public space of a lobby. So once again, the Asbury Park police is misguided. And just because they said they went through the prosecutor's office or they went through the AG's office, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. Especially if they have like the policies already written out, because I have learned in the past that because sometimes what they say, it doesn't necessarily mean it's gonna match up with actual law. And that's the truth. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying they're always wrong in every situation. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in some situations, they get it wrong. And I'm trying to be semi-professional here. I don't want to start calling people names and things like that, but that's me. I try to keep my cool without going into the deep end. And plus, I don't want to risk an unlawful arrest today. It's just, I got other parties going on in my life at this point. But I'm gonna challenge other people to challenge this policy and take it to the court system. And I know this is my opinion. You could take my opinion with a grain of salt, but before anybody challenges this policy, this unlawful, unconstitutional policy, do your homework before you do it. Make sure your ducks are in a row. Make sure you have a lawyer on standby so you can litigate this case through the court system. just don't just like jump into it. It's just don't just jump into it thinking God knows what, but make sure you do your homework. Make sure you get your ducks in a row before you openly challenge this. And you get an unlawful arrest from here. Make sure you're on solid legal ground.
This is the moment the story stops feeling theoretical. The creator claims the officer interfered with her recording and reached for handcuffs while she was documenting activity inside a public access lobby. Under the First Amendment and multiple federal appellate rulings, citizens generally retain the right to record police in public spaces when they are not physically interfering. The fear in her voice matters here. The camera captures something many viewers recognize instantly. Not chaos, but the emotional pressure of wondering whether exercising a right could suddenly become grounds for detention.
Because like I said, I didn't catch everything on film because the police officer shut my video. He interfered with my First Amendment rights, and I didn't catch the whole incident of what happened because he threatened with me with an unlawful arrest. He actually took the handcuffs. But some of what the Asbury Park Police Department, some of it, I'm not saying all of it, but some of it, it's corrupt. So, don't trust the police department. They're not here for you.
I was just gonna ask for the lost and found.
What?
Oh no, I lost my wallet, and I was wondering if there's a lost and found.
You can, they have a phone inside there, and you can ask.
Okay.
But the cops are not your friend. They're not.
Well, it's just not all. Okay, thank you for your decision.
Do me a favor, get away from my car. Get a life and a boyfriend.
Have a nice day, sir. Enjoy it. Be safe. You earned this one. You earned it. I have to say, the police officer, he has a nice vehicle and everything. Nice vehicle. gotta check out what's in the officer's private vehicle. And I usually don't do this, but you know what? Because of what happened this afternoon, we're gonna, because I was threatened with an unlawful arrest for exercising my First Amendment right within the public accessible lobby. So, yeah, I usually don't do this stuff. I usually don't film. I usually don't record the private vehicles of police officers. But I just came across this cop that's coming out of the lobby. So, like I said, he earned, not he, but the police department earned this one. Once again, I'm not threatening any violence. I'm gonna be honest. If you see this vehicle, do not do any damage to it. Do not threaten the police officer if you see him out and about in his personal life. Do not harass the police officer. Do not harass his family. Do not. So, please, if you're like exercising your First Amendment right, do it on a lawful basis. Redress your grievances the proper way. So, write emails, but do it in the appropriate ways.
Tonight's encounters in Miami Beach and Asbury Park exposed something bigger than cameras and ID requests. They exposed how quickly ordinary citizens can be pressured, intimidated, or treated like suspects for simply exercising constitutional rights in public. One man stood his ground when officers refused accountability. One woman kept recording even while fearing an unlawful arrest. And that's the real lesson here. Freedom survives when ordinary people understand their rights well enough to use them calmly, lawfully, and without fear. You do not need to scream to resist. You need knowledge, you need composure, and you need to understand the law better than the people trying to silence you. Because in this country, freedom is not something you ask permission to use. If you've ever been unlawfully stopped, pressured for ID, or intimidated for recording in public, share your experience in the comments below. Subscribe if you believe transparency matters. Subscribe if you believe accountability matters. And subscribe so you never walk into these encounters unprepared again. This is ID Refusal Cops, where constitutional knowledge is your strongest protection, and peaceful resistance starts with knowing your rights.